Baldwin, and today we'll be talking about different types of erosion
and the different conservation practices that can be implemented to help prevent them. Today we're in the upper bottoms of Fulton County, and as you can tell behind me, the river is up right now, and where it can bring fun times, such as Courtney over here bow fishing for carp and gar and other rough fish that come up, but it causes the issue of erosion. Because with the water trying to move out as quickly as it is right now, it can cause a lot of sheet, reel, and most definitely gully erosion, which we'll be traveling through the bottoms today, and we'll be showing you a lot of these issues.
One of the most devastating types of erosion is gully erosion. And as you can see here, with all this water flowing, the culvert that's been made is not quite big enough to sustain the water flowing. So the water's found an easier path and starting to cut through here. Gully erosion is very susceptible to areas like this, especially in the lower bottoms in Mississippi. This can be very devastating, and if not handled quickly, gully erosion cannot be fixed by just a chisel plow.
Now we're standing on one of the many conservation easement programs that the United States Department of Agriculture Natural Resources Conservation Service puts out. Here in the bottom region where flooding is most definitely prevalent, these programs are essential for soil conservation because it's taking ground that was once, well, as you can tell, very difficult to farm, and it pays the farmer and gives them a chance to pull out more or less and pick up ground elsewhere. The NRCS, or Natural Resources Conservation Service, offers many programs. The NRCS offers easement programs to landowners who want to maintain or enhance their land in a way beneficial to agricultural and/or the environment. All NRCS programs are voluntary. They provide technical help and financial assistance, but local landowners and organizations are needed to make NRCS easement programs successful. And in my opinion, especially the WRP program is probably one of their most successful in merging conservation concerns and environmental concerns along with concerns for agriculture.
WRP that we looked at had just been put into this program, and it had only been about a year. This WRP that we're looking at behind me, all the water and all the saplings that you can see, this WRP has been in place for 7 years, and you can see a big difference in how this program has brought the land back to its, or starting to bring the land back to its natural habitat. As you can see, there's a small levee in the middle that will allow you to plant different crops for the wildlife. They've planted many oak trees on this property. There's a lot of other hardwood species like hickories and cottonwoods. So this property really goes to show the progress that WRP program is making with soil conservation and other wildlife conservation techniques. One type of erosion that is hard to spot with the naked eye is sheet erosion. As you can see out here, this was once all underwater, and as the water drains off, it carries lots of minerals and dirt deposits with it. The sheet erosion doesn't cause rills or gullies like those types of erosion, but it carries just as much nutrients and soil from our soil.
There are many ways to protect a hillside from erosion, as you can see with the grass embankment on the far side over there, that most of the erosion has been taken care of, unlike this. As you can see here on the levee that keeps the Mississippi River from washing into Hickman, Kentucky,
that a lot of the work that they've done to try to restore the levee has faltered. It has gone from real erosion in some areas to very bad gully erosion in others. And you may or may not be able to see the wooden stakes along down near the water line where they've tried to put up a soil barrier to try to keep the soil back, but it just washed over it. And this is most definitely an issue where erosion can be a very big problem, because this can weaken the levee to the point that if a very high river came along, much like the one that happened 3 years ago, it can cause a breach in the levee system. And this is most definitely a cause for alarm and why conservation practices are very important for soil. And here we are on one of our properties, and we've just leveled the entire field, and we had a bunch of big rains come in, and it's caused some major issues for us. We've talked about many different ways in fixing the problems, and as you can tell driving down through here right now, we have a lot of real erosion, but then we have some really bad spots like this guy right here, where it's obviously turning into gully. And it's most definitely an eyesore for us, a little bit of a black eye to our farming operation. But the raining season is kind of upon us, and so we need to think of something, a quick solution. Many of which is mats, which kind of work almost like spreading straw, which will make the water run over the top a bit. We've also talked about using riprap in many areas, much like that one right there that we just passed by. It's just most definitely a rough looking spot that we need to fix. Part of the reason why a lot of this water is causing a big problem in this ditch, because when we leveled this farm, we got the water to flow to this side of the field where obviously the ditch was. So every bit of rain that we've got has flowed this way, as you can obviously tell in the video. And as long as we can make sure the telephone poles don't get washed out around, that'd probably be very good. Which is my co-pilot keeps telling me, who's doing most of the filming as we're driving through. We did try to, sow seeds in the bank, but with much of the rain we've got, the seeds were unable to make a stand, and a lot of them just got washed away. So this is most definitely an issue for us that we need to work on as soon as possible.
Good conservation program other than the WRP is the CRP grass waterway. As you can see behind me, all this green grass that you see is a grass waterway. Now, farmers put these programs in because this is a natural lay of the land, and the water just naturally drains down through that and into this ditch here. Well, if you just keep plowing over it, eventually all the water drains all that soil out. So if you put a grass waterway there, it keeps the soil from being washed away into this gully, into this stream here. Throughout this farm, all the little crevices all have grass waterways that are put into a CRP program. This program is really good for farms that has a lot of different slopes on it, so if it's all flat, grass waterway isn't really that important because you won't have as much issues with this. But if you have a slope to it, you put this grass waterway where the water naturally flows, and as the water flows out, the grass roots keeps the soil from flowing away with it.